Welcome back to another episode of Simplicity TV in the Simplicity Kitchen, where we keep things simple, easy, and practical. I have a pile of kale in front of me that I actually pulled off my tower garden, which you might hear this like continuous stream of water in the background, and that is my aeroponic garden, our tower garden. If you followed me on Instagram, you've seen me share before. Anyways, this is where I just pulled my kale from, and my fresh basil and my parsley. And I'm gonna show you today a little bit of a twist. This is something that you've seen this before 100%, but I think understanding why we do this. So number one, bulk cooking. This was a sheet pan chicken and chicken sausage that we actually made up. And so we had some russet potatoes, some chicken breast, some organic chicken sausage, onions, parsley, kale, olives. We had Brussels sprouts, a whole bunch of veggies that we cooked up in here. And then we had additional roasted vegetables. And this is something that we do about once a week, sometimes twice, is we bulk cook and have these dishes in our fridge that we can pick and pull. Now, I'm gonna show you a spin on a traditional salad that we would do, which salads are fantastic for us, but some people, they have difficulty breaking down raw vegetables. They get a lot of gas and bloating and discomfort. And the other thing I want you to think about, ladies who are watching, is that as you're moving into the cooler months of the year, we don't really want to be building our whole day around raw food. So if you're having a raw cold smoothie in the morning, a raw vegetable at lunch, a raw vegetable or raw veggies at dinner, or raw veggies and hummus for your snack, this is cooling and dampening to your system, cooling and dampening to your kidneys and your digestive heat and fire. So we want to light that agni and that flame up a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the kale. I already shucked it off of the stem. I'm sure some of you have your own way of chopping your kale. I do it very coarsely. I just kind of pile it on top, roll it a little bit, and like literally that is it. And so I'm going to put that in as my base. And then I've got some fresh basil and some fresh parsley. So what it is that I love about adding in the herbs is that different flavor profiles, but also different healing principles and properties. And I don't know about you, but I love when I'm eating my food and I get this extra little bite and I'm like, oh, what was that? And then it's the herbs in there. So I just mix that in with my greens. Now, what I would recommend that you do is if you're somebody like, this is all warmed up food for me. This is going to be raw. I know my gut and my body. I can handle the raw greens and then some of the warmed up accessory vegetables. But for some of you who are really struggling with gas, bloating, SIBO, different things like that, I would quickly saute this. A little bit of bone broth I would saute it in, or a little bit of water. You could do a little bit of avocado oil if you wanted to. Put it right back into your bowl. And then we're gonna start to add some additional things on here. So like I said, we had some chicken last night. For me, I'm very focused on making sure I get the right amount of amino acids and protein in for my body. So this is about 2.5 ounces of chicken. I'm just gonna take that and put that in on the side. I'm not gonna take any of the potatoes, but I am gonna take some of the onion that's in here. And the reason I'm not taking the potatoes is honestly, my body doesn't really love them. I'm okay with sweet potato. I love plantain. I do well with bananas. White potatoes in me, I literally just feel like they sit there like a puck. I don't feel very good. But I am gonna grab some of the onion. I am going to grab some of the olives and get that in here. Now, raw onion, I cannot do. Cooked onion, no problem. And these are things to pay attention to. Like the reason I know I can't do the raw onion wasn't a food sensitivity test. I would get bloated and gassy from it. That to me is a sign my body is struggling at breaking it down. So change it up. Then what we're gonna do here is we are going to scoop on the veg. Now, I have got cauliflower here. So cauliflower, part of the Brassica cruciferous family, amazing for us women at helping to detoxify our estrogen, amazing in terms of supporting our liver. And I'm gonna add in some of the roasted yellow peppers and some garlic that I've got here, right? And you can do this however you want. My husband, lovingly will say he despises when I make sectioned salads like this. He wants everything all mushed up together and dressed, or it just like, it doesn't make sense to him. As where I love to have it really plated beautifully and sectioned off. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm not making this for Chris and he's not here right now. In fact, folks, while we're filming this, do you know where my husband is and my son? They're at my mom and my dad's house. And my mother, I can guarantee you, has just made them the most like epic lunch. They've gone over to help in the gardens with my parents today. And I guarantee you, my mom, you know, acts of service is her love language, and cooking and making food for her family is. So pretty certain they're having an epic lunch over there. All right, so I'm adding green beans in. And again, like the Brussels sprouts, amazing sources of sulforaphane, of DIM. This is so beautiful for us as women, but the whole essence in this is having it all together and having it warm. So having this all warmed up, and then extra sulforaphane support broccoli sprouts. So these pack a serious punch, and they do not contain the same nutrients as your broccoli. You would have to eat pounds and pounds of broccoli to get what you can get from a much smaller amount of broccoli sprout. You can also make these on your own very inexpensively, sprout them at home, and you have a plethora. Now I'm also gonna add in a little bit of raw carrot. And the reason I'm gonna add in raw carrot, and I'm keeping the organic skin on it, raw carrots are beautiful for estrogen detoxification, okay? And also for me, I love color. So I wanna see a little bit more bang here. And so I'm gonna add that into one of the corners that I feel like needs a little bit of zhuzhing. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of organic sheep Parmesan. Okay, now if you don't do any dairy, totally fine. We don't do cow dairy at all. I do goat and sheep. And so I am just going to do the tiniest little bit over top of this. Again, a little goes a long way. I love color and I love versatility on my palate, right? So what my mouth is experiencing food-wise, it's also a really great way to wake up other enzymes in your digestive system. And so there is the finished product of how I have pulled this all together. And then I am going to actually add a little bit of pumpkin seeds, because it's that time of the month for me where I'm in my follicular phase. Pumpkin seeds are very balancing to my body. So I'm gonna do about a tablespoon here, and I'm gonna fill it into another pocket. And then I am going to add a few walnuts on top for an added little bit of fat. Now you can see like how complete this is. This is not your average salad. This is not your cucumber, tomato, iceberg lettuce with a little bit of zesty Italian on top and like a boring piece of chicken. This is a masterpiece. This is gorgeous, and it is going to be fulfilling. And on the side, I am adding in this really cute little gluten-free pretzel that we created care of Katinka's Flour. She is actually a graduate of my girlfriend Megan Telpner's Academy of Culinary Nutrition. This is a product of hers that she sent to me. We tried, they are delicious, and this is gonna be the perfect little pairing for me to have with my complete salad, my warming meal, my very balancing, plentiful, nourishing bowl for my body. So this is about creating simplicity, and this is as easy as I just showed you how to create right here in real time. So oftentimes I'll get asked the question, would this be my whole lunch? This would be my lunch, or this would be my dinner. Ladies, this, like, can we please? This is vegetables and protein. Like, you would not have this. This is a serving that I have just had for myself. And so I'm very trepidatious about this exact amount and this exact amount. If you needed to figure out portions, I put a half a cup of broccoli, probably 3/4 of a cup of Brussels sprouts. I put like a half a carrot in there, 10 green beans, huge handful of kale, huge handful of herbs, huge handful of broccoli sprouts. I think I said to you it was about 2.5 ounces of chicken, tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. That's like 4 walnuts that are in there, some roasted, yellow pepper, and then my tiny little gluten-free little bagel that's on the side. That is a complete meal. Like this is how I sustain my body. This is how I sustain my workouts. If you are eating less than this, if you are eating only this, if you are like, mincing every little thing that you're taking in and doing, that is probably one of the reasons you're not seeing and feeling the results that you're after. Embrace wholesome food, but understand what the food is made up of, okay? And that's where you reach out to us. We have an amazing nutritional team. They can help you understand what to eat, how to eat, how to put it together. I've got books and cookbooks. We have the Hormone Project synced and so much more. Wishing you more simplicity and more ease in all you do. Have an amazing rest of your day, everyone.